So no arguing in politics.
Yeah.
So you're just capturing your whole screen then, Jason?
Yeah, I'm capturing the game screen.
Oh, perfect.
Let's see if we get anyone.
That's okay. Even if we don't, like, we can use this as a...
Oh, crap.
Yeah, we are recording. Oh, what is...
Interesting. Interesting.
I have this stupid, what's it called?
What?
No clip.
Jesus Christ! It's like you're flying around in like an level map in Unreal Engine or something. That's what.
Hold on, let me see. I gotta turn that off. I didn't know I had it on.
Oh my god! Today was legit the first day I've been free like in fucking 2 months.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Yeah. So our studio's getting a really cool new IP. It is a very classic story, and well, I'll let you know once it's public. But it's pretty cool. It's a nice story. So, sleepless nights. I'm gonna go get some energy drinks so that I sound a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. Where the hell is that at?
So, where is that newfangled voice text channel I keep hearing about?
The new what?
I did like a voice text channel, and everyone's been raving about it for weeks because Discord is very slow to tell people. But I can't actually see it here.
A message got pushed out. Like, I think it's when you make a voice chat, you can just start texting in it. Something.
I turned it off.
Yeah, there should be a channel in here, but there isn't.
Okay. Right.
Drinking a Red Bull.
All right.
Nope.
I guess
It's
what
coconut water.
I guess what we can do is, even if nobody shows up, maybe we can start the recording in a moment, and then we can kind of introduce ourselves and then just kind of free flow it. Do not. I only have about 20 minutes because we have a family function later tonight, but I'll stick around for what I can. And then
Hi, I'm Chozo Labs.
What the fuck? This is the worst timeline.
Yeah. Dude, hold on a sec, because I'm having issues.
Then you just play Skyward Sword instead.
Yo, I just downloaded Skyward Sword for my Wii U.
It's funny. You
didn't say for your Wii U. Would have to strip that from the record.
Oh no. Alright. One sec. What the hell's saying?
You know, one thing I realized is that the Wii U is despite its lackluster performance, it's actually a very well engineered console.
Oh, I love it. That's why I'm trying to do a complete game collection for it, because I'm a bit of a Wii U nutcase.
You could do a video on it called We Remember. I can't speak. We Remember Wii U.
Wii U.
Oh, baby.
All right, when do we want to take it off?
We remember you.
Hey Ray, how do you turn off that where you can move around in the world like that?
No clip.
Yeah, no
or
clip.
free cam. Do you have a bind? Otherwise, it's in the cheats manager.
No, I don't think I do. Have Oh, I do have a bind, but I can't remember what it is.
E?
No, I use E in my setup.
Otherwise, it's in the cheats manager. You can just turn it off.
Has so many games queued for download. Wow.
I love features like no clip because they're kind of things that people wouldn't thought possible. But then you get Shio who just like comes online one day and says, "I want to do no clip on Metroid Prime," and then just does it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could bunny hop and rocket jump and then he fucking makes Source Engine physics? Like, how?
That was such a trippy video to watch.
I was surprised by that as well. Like, how the hell was that happening? Like the bunny hopping and everything, the rocket jump. It was nuts.
He made an entirely new mod loader where you can like edit convars, which are like engine variables, just so that he could fine tweak it to be like a source engine, just for that one mod.
I also saw a modded Metroid Prime on Metroid Construction, which is like a Metroid Prime, some weird edition where people had gone and modded it and added like enemies where they're not supposed to be and stuff, and added jump scares and all kinds of weird shit. Like things just randomly explode, and Samus just dies. It's hilarious.
Wacky.
I want to
Yeah.
make a pinball or bowling game in Metroid Prime using the
Metroid
Chozo
Prime.
statue, where you can like
Oh.
rotate it into pins.
God.
Are
And
there
then
any
added like
physics?
Here's a
Are there any physics interactable objects in this game?
good question.
I
Aside
don't know.
from the morph, I think the morphle was done especially. So you,
How about those asteroids?
I don't think they're
Technic-
physics interactable.
yeah, technically they're on rails, and soon as you shoot them, it does the gib, which just shoots the gibs out in random directions, and they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like grass or something. Something I don't know. I guess there's no grass.
Water is the closest.
Need to put some moving grass in the game. Breath of the Wild.
That would be cool.
I do want to touch up this suit too, but there's just so many variations I want to make of it. Some of the other games, I wish we could swap out the models. Oh man,
Keep
Face.
this classic as like the default. Keep this classic as like the default, and you can whatever variations you want to add, just keep it as additional content.
See,
Don't
I'm not playing the
make-
mod. I'm playing
Yeah.
the developer version. So this was one of the issues with the developer version. Is it doesn't switch out the gun in the face automatically, thanks to the magic that
Oh, nice.
magic that Sir Mangler did. But I wanted to show off what we're working on in Chozo area, and so I have to use this version because I don't have it loaded up in the phase one.
I haven't actually seen the that new arm cannon texture. That's pretty sick.
The new what? Oh,
That
the
new
arm
arm cannon
cannon.
texture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the arm cannon texture for the Phazon, the dark Phazon suit.
Yeah, dark Phazon suit.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that suit.
It just didn't show up in the there, so it's not on the.
Also, I gave you the cannon files, right? Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. Oh, to
yeah, if you
mash
wanna
up
make
the
more of it.
normals.
Yeah, to mash up the normals. Or did I give you the suit files? I don't remember. I
think
gave you one
me
of the
the suit
substance.
files. I can't remember.
I see.
But you
Okay,
you were
I'll
going to
look it
show
up
me
based
how
on-
to use Substance Designer to do that.
Oh, it's not Substance Designer, it's Painter.
Oh,
It's
okay.
entirely it's Substance Painter only.
Okay.
It's not Designer. And it's already set up in a way where you can paint and then just export.
Okay.
I set it up as UDIMs, so
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I'm so glad to be done with this part of the game, but I feel like the Chozo runes will move a lot quicker because it seems like there's more repeating textures.
I think it already is. Like it's already looking really good. Like the first 3 rooms are already starting to
Like I'm pretty sure that we've put a bow on the frigate, right?
Pretty much, unless we want to go back later and change a thing here or there, but I'm not worried about that.
Let's just reboot the whole project while we're at it. You know, it's all good.
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button. I forgot I had this button. The swear button.
Oh god.
I'm curious what the status on Metaforce is.
I don't know. You got any info on that, Wrangler?
Oh, he's deafened himself for a sec.
Oh,
That's okay.
yeah,
so,
I
like,
don't know.
the-
The last
go
I
ahead.
heard, they were still working on it. I think
That's
if
the
they
one guy,
could-
though, isn't it? Isn't that just like Philip or something?
No, I think he has a few
Yeah.
guys out that contribute, but I'm not sure how many. But I
Yeah,
don't
there's a
think it's
couple-
just him, though.
Sorry, my microphone cut out for a sec there.
Actually, I think someone else is kind of taking over the majority of the work on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wangler. On Metaforce.
Sorry, what's this?
Isn't there someone helping Antidote that's kind of taking on a lot of the work now?
I don't know about taking on a lot of the work. It's more like an old member is becoming more active.
Oh, okay.
Like they're completely redoing like the renderer, and it will have new controls and input systems as well. Like they call it the new renderer, but it's more like the new backend entirely, because it's also going to be able to read from an ISO directly without having Heckle needing to extract the game.
Yeah.
Oh
that's cool.
shit!
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's so cool.
So it's just completely making it its own. Yeah, its own thing.
Yeah. I mean, every day it marches closer to being like ready and feature complete.
Man.
Like you can play through the whole game using it, right? It's just crashing issues.
Yeah, the occasional graphics issue, which should be solved, and janky boss AI and stuff like that.
Well,
Curious
that'll
what
be
you mean
done
by,
enough once they support materials for us to migrate a lot of the stuff over there.
I'm
Oh,
really
yeah.
curious what you mean by janky boss AI.
I can't give you specifics, but it's more like they're like missing a few steps, or they like run in circles and stuff like that.
No, see, what I'm really hoping for is like just the animations don't work for like a mega part. So he just T-poses everywhere, still doing his regular attacks.
Yeah.
This flagger just sits there, decides peace is an option.
Decides to just be a pretty flower.
Exactly.
Imagine if we just made happy Metroid Prime, where there's no enemies and everything's all good. Like
I just wish.
Flagger, but the water is clean and stuff like that.
It turns dirty after the fight.
Yeah. Actually, it would probably make more sense in some way.
Kill Flagger and it turns into this horror-esque movie.
It'd be cool if they had like ambient creatures that were not hostile. Like kind of like except for the only ambient creatures in the world of Metroid Prime are the birds that are flying in Chozo ruins, and that's it. Everything else is like hostile if you touch it.
It's the boomers.
The zoomers and gamers don't get hostile.
Oh, boomers. Sorry.
If you touch them, they're still like they hit you. They hurt
Yeah,
you.
but they don't.
Yeah,
they don't
but-
like actively hunt you down.
Yeah,
It's
they
kind of like saying you tripped over a dog, therefore it's aggressive.
I do that to my dogs in there. Like 15 and 16 years old, I'd probably just not be alive, so I don't want to do that.
I heard something which said dogs don't understand the concept of bumping into things unintentionally. So if you kick your dog in the dark, he'll think that you just got up to kick him for some reason.
Let it just be known, like we at Aether Labs do not condone any sort of animal abuse.
Yeah.
No, not to dogs.
Are you implying cats are fair game?
I didn't say anything, but there are nice cats, to be fair, like 30% of them.
See, 70%. If in a room of 10 people, 7 people hate you and 3 people are your bros, I'd probably leave the room.
Yeah, probably. God, this room looks so gorgeous.
I know it sucks you hardly spend any time here.
But like with the crashed frigate, how much is shared then? Those are numbers I'm not really privy to.
Oh yeah, quite a bit actually. We could even look at that if we wanted to.
It's so cool because like we spent so much time in Frigate, but then like coming up to phase 2, we got so much of Chozo done, and then Sunken Frigate is going to automatically be done. Like we got such a head start.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit done in Talon not like really overall, but I mean in that first room, Daryl's done quite a bit there, and then there's some stuff that Ray and Agent did not too long ago that I don't have that we got to figure out still, but it's kind of a progress with that part of the game. It's just not going to be easy.
Would it be cool if we did an update where we post the like rough completion percentages of like the next areas?
That'd be cool.
Like not like Frienderana or anything like that, but like Talon, Chozo, and Sunken.
Yeah,
I think that'd be. I think we kind of talked about something like that before, where we had it posting updates even per texture, like what's marked down isn't done or what's marked down is even just being worked on.
Yeah, we could do that.
Have those updates available to contributors and or even just red phase on members.
We could make a dedicated channel for it or something like that, and then just updates. I mean, the cool thing is we could actually make image graphics which update every day. Like that's quite easy to do.
Dude, this is like one of my favorite areas now too. I love the way this turned out.
It's so cool.
with the new method we're going to be implementing for asset sharing and all that, I wonder what we could track from there, like how we would actually grab those numbers.
We could either use the channel that we have already, or I could get a bot to read the file list and compare it with a list of the textures in each world.
Right.
Like we could go to the finals folder, for instance.
So you'd
Yeah,
have to
But
have
the
a-
important thing is to have an accurate list of textures, which is not particularly easy.
Yeah, that's true. I got like looked down for 1 second. I got lost in a sea of green goo.
I guess we could do something like to make it sort of a leeway type of thing.
Dude, I'm really excited to roll out the DLC stuff too in a public build.
Yeah,
I think we'll get it to the rest of our contributors, a contributor release here soon. I mean, even next week maybe. We can do a contributor release and then we'll just do a public release a week after that.
It's a good idea.
I need to do
bad.
I need to do a video for the Dark Phazon suit. And for the Dread suit, I want to put just kind of a DLC video together.
Great idea.
Just kind of show people how
I
it
can't.
works.
I just can't wait until we can move to like Metaforce or to Modern Dolphin though. Like that's gonna clean up so much of the code and make the DLC system a bit cleaner.
Dude, I can't imagine, man. And there's so many people now making really good VR mods for your flat, just normal games like Resident Evil 2. They've added like one-to-one control, everything, like motion control for aiming. So it wouldn't be that hard to get someone to do one for this, I don't think, especially once it's on Metaforce, like some kind of plugin, a VR plugin.
I wish we could like get money just to throw at Shio and say like take a month off, do VR, because it's so possible. Like I can't get across. Like if I
Even
had the
here it
hardware
is, huh?
or if at the time, like we already control so many variables of the game. We could get native controls for the cannon along with everything else and no culling issues and everything.
Telling you, if we just get a lotto win, we can fund this for a while.
Hell yeah.
I say we all just do OnlyFans and release naughty pictures after hours.
Can the base can the headquarters like be in your basement, Samus Prime?
It is, yeah. We could just like set up a little.
Just
little
imagine you're
couch
just like,
and-
all right, honey, I'm going to work, and then you just hear footsteps down the stairs.
Just peek down there and take some naughty pictures.
Yeah, this is the worst timeline. Excuse me while I puke in my mouth a little bit.
Good lord.
No, but yeah, there's ways. We just have to. We could even do like merch and stuff. I've seen a lot of just YouTubers even kind of support themselves a little bit with some merch and things. I know we got a lot
Absolutely
of
adore
talented
those
artists
stars.
we could have draw stuff too. So
That's true. Those stars are so cool. It's amazing that you pulled it off. You guys pulled it off with the skybox as it is.
yeah, that skybox is actually one of the easier ones to do. It's just one, just a couple little elements. The harder skyboxes are like the one Ray did for Chozo. Like those.
Leaf.
I can't wait. This project will be finished officially when these friggin' ferns and leaves are finally done.
I know, right?
Well, the top leaves are done.
The
if
top
that
leaves look
helps
great,
you.
and then you just see that
Yeah.
one close up of like a large leaf, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Why? Why did they make that a close up? Everything else looks pretty good, even by today's standards, at the original resolution, and then you get fucking leaf.
It's sort of like 2 polygons too.
you should deliberately like just leave that until the very, very last texture, just for people to be like, so why isn't this working yet? It's like, well,
See, and I'm not sure none of these are done. This is just test stuff. And that's what I was saying, that Ray and Paper had come out with something better for all this. This is one I did as just a test. So that one looks a lot better, but it's not done. Daryl's working on these right now, I believe. And based off what he's been doing, he's gonna do a job, so it'll be very accurate to the original. He's really good with that.
yeah.
Do you think we could find out who made the leaf? Like, we know who worked on the game. Could we call Retro Studios and like see if we can like find out?
So find out the cinematics guy who decided to put a zoom in on the leaf.
Seriously.
Find that guy.
Who was the camera guy for this? Like, why not?
I wouldn't be surprised if the camera angles existed before they added the leaf in, actually.
I've always loved this right here. This atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then this is that rock wall you did, right, Ray? I remember this one.
Yeah.
But it didn't fit in everywhere. It's so hard to get these. These got to be like just a lot of micro and just smaller sized details. Because I think we try to put like these big rocks, and it looks great right here, but then it's hard to get it to blend. So these guys are actually done.
Going around in there, trying to place entities and seeing what crashed the game, and if we could make lightning and stuff like that.
It's not light right here.
Do you remember this hallway, Ray? How we always had to go through here, and we always cross our fingers if the game would crash or not.
Was it at the elevator or at the door that it would crash?
Yeah, it was always at this point we sort of save stated to walk through.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, I remember that.
I still get like I hold my breath when the elevator fucking goes up. That one spot where it loads in the second room and everything just blows up.
Yeah.
It's right there.
I could let's see. Shit. There we go. That way. See, I've been working in here a little bit. I was working on this texture right here. That one right there, like if you should be able to see, it's kind of the lighting right now is like weird.
Kind of like, is that additional like light or something?
These are done so you can see reflections and stuff, but for some reason they're not showing up.
Would it be forced lighting, or maybe the materials that's not in there?
No, it's on. It's just the lighting like actually changes in this room, I feel. Maybe if I go to this side. Oh yeah, this is the side.
Yeah, I see.
So the lighting does change.
We could definitely add in some dynamic lights at the top there.
Yeah, like a soft blue.
Oh yeah. So also the plan actually is that for every single room that has the skybox showing, there will be I will bake in a skylight, essentially a slight like bluish purplish skylight depending on the time of day.
Into the light maps.
Yeah, it's gonna be into the light maps itself.
Yeah,
It
that's
won't be
smart.
dynamic because the thing about I just realized the thing about dynamics is that we'll have to change the dynamic lights based on the time of day as well. So my goal is actually to try and keep not make it super distinct. I want to make it distinct enough to the point where okay, the skybox changes and the dynamic light and the bake lights change, but the dynamic lights are able to stay the same.
I could add
And
in the system so that dynamic lights are specific to the time of day. So, like an extra variable.
I guess, but then we'll have to go through every single room, add like more dynamic lights. And how would we sort out the actually we can I know you can, but uh there are a lot of places where uh there's something called like an unlit mesh, or rather meshes that are dynamic themselves and don't interact with the world lighting at all.
Love those rugs, by the way.
Actually,
Yeah, look at
oh, the
those metal
tiles?
pipes too.
Yeah, the metal pipes look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love it now that we have other artists that are doing really good work. Like I think that new dude, Star Fox
Yeah.
does some really, really great work. Errol, of course, Agent's always done great work. Like all this stuff in here is him pretty much. The only thing that I've done in here is that like hieroglyphic. And then I think I have it. Let's see. Yeah, that's that one right there is Star Fox.
Oh, by the way, I'll be releasing an update for Chozo Gen.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you the ability to add moss for
Oh,
the town
nice.
overworld
Oh, wow.
tiles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it's gonna use the same like a similar process. Just make the lines in like black and white. Just hand draw them, toss them in, and it'll generate the texture entirely, including the normals and height and everything.
Would that be like how you put this repeating moss then, like it'll be patterned, or will it be totally random?
Totally random. It'll be dependent on the texture on which on which it's on. So
Right.
each pattern would have a different type of a moss because every single tile pattern would have like different curvature, different ambient occlusion, different lines. So the moss pattern would also be entirely different
Brilliant.
on each.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Prelook is bugged out. There we go.
And don't use that. Don't use the dolphin free look. Use the PrimeHack free look.
That's the one I was using though, and you clip through the whole world. I don't know why it's just acting weird on here. I mean, I think this is an older version of
The problem with no clip
Awesome.
is it will remember where you last no clipped if you leave it on. So it doesn't matter if you're literally in the what's it called, the crater or in Fendrana. It will always put you to the same coordinates so long as no clip's on until you turn it off. So it needs to be off when you start the game, or you'll get some really funky behavior.
Oh, see, and this is
I've done that.
that
Yeah,
light
I've done
turns
it so
off
many
again.
times.
I thought that was an issue with the dynamic lighting here, or the effects.
Yeah, that's also another reason why I want to keep That's also another reason why I want to
Turns off right
reduce
there
the
still.
distinction between the ambient light distinction between each of the three faces. So this might sound kind of crazy, but the night is gonna be sort of bright. It's gonna be more like dusk with stars. Like think about a Martian night, I guess.
Hmm.
But it's gonna be more like there's gonna be more ambient light, like a lot of ambient light even at night because we have those other lights which are other environmental lights which are scattered like throughout, and they'll interfere constantly with the dynamic meshes, and trying to single each one of them out is going to be a goddamn task.
Yeah.
And hence why, yeah, we are still doing 3 time zones, but the night won't be as dark as it is. It'll be kind of like what the last iteration was, with the night sky and everything, but the night sky will likely appear a little more orange and slightly brighter. That's all.
Would it help if I made it so night literally gets rid of all of the stock lights in the game?
That wouldn't work either because then the normals would just stop working.
But what I mean is you could then replace them with entirely new ones. So there wouldn't be any interference at all.
Yeah, I thought about that, but then you'll have to track down every single one of those lights, right? And
But what I
find
mean
out.
is if it's night, then we could do it by room. So when the engine says like, oh, let's vote all these entities for like room 7, if
And
it's
we don't
night
want to.
mode, it will just
And we don't want
kick
to turn
off
off
all of the
all.
lights.
And we don't want to turn off all the lights either, because there are lights being emitted from like objects or from creatures.
I think we can distinct those though.
Is there a way?
Because in the engine, there's sea world lights and then there's sea game lights,
Hmm.
which both are containers for sea light. It's slightly confusing. But sea world
That's
lights,
I
we can
remember
just
that. Yeah.
completely kick out, and it should keep like Samus's lights. It should keep everything really.
No, but if you turn off sea world lights, it also blackens all the dynamic meshes. So all these dynamic meshes that you see, like the beehives and everything, it will all appear dark, like almost black, because they'll be completely unlit. Because there's an ambient sea world light, which lights every single dynamic mesh with an ambient generic light, so that it can be seen. And if that's not there, then everything appears black. And
Even with
uh,
dynamic lights.
yes, even with the dynamic lights, it just won't fit in the scene.
What if I added something to add world lights as well?
To add world lights,
Yeah, like just like we do dynamic lights.
it wouldn't solve the problem with dynamic meshes. It would solve the issues with like static meshes, like static world geometry, but it wouldn't do that for anything that's destructible, gets destroyed, gets moved, or yeah.
Even with new world lights.
Yes, even with new world lights, because you'd have to, because that world light is like an ambient viewport light, from what I remember.
So
It
it's like a
is.
specific, like dedicated light that they picked rather than just any old world light.
Yes.
I see.
So yeah, it so normally, if you look at a rendering engine, if you don't have any lights at all, you'll think that, oh, it'll just appear unlit, but actually even the unlit models, like if you go in Substance Painter and if you ever press the C button and it'll show you only the diffuse pass, the diffuse pass actually still does have like an ambient model light on it. And that's basically their rendering engine's world light or whatever, hence world light, I guess. But
How
disabling
bright
that,
is the ambient light?
it's very weak. It's like it's not like an intensity. it's not.
But what I mean
It's not
is it like weak enough to be working for night? Like, say hypothetically, I could detect that light.
Kind of. In
So I'm
some
thinking if
cases,
I could get rid of
yes.
every world light except from the ambient light.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Every
I'll let you continue. I do actually have
Okay.
to step away for a work emergency since I'm on the overnight pager.
Sure.
But thank you for the opportunity. I will be here the next time we do one of these things.
All right,
Wicked.
talk to you later.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Later. Yeah. What if you, sorry, Mango, can you repeat? Like, what if you
So what if we got rid of every world light except from the ambient light that you're talking about? Because I know what you're referring to in general engines.
That's pretty much the thing that what we're doing now is we're keeping like in not all rooms have like other world lights. Like a lot of interior rooms, for instance, don't have any world lights at all, except for the generic ambient light. And I should call it.
Okay,
I'm going
enough
to
right
refer
now.
to it as. I'm just going to refer to that as a viewport light. So that basically already is what we're doing. But the reason for making the contrast between morning, day, and dusk, like morning and day can have not morning, day, dusk, and night, is the reason to have lesser contrast between these three is mainly so that things just work more cohesively together. Because
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
because and another thing that would also involve is changing the reflection HDRIs, and that would be another monumental task.
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with a completely static system. Like this wouldn't be a problem if Metroid Prime actually had a dynamic lighting system, a proper dynamic lighting system, which would actually cast shadows and everything. But it's
Be
not.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got completely static lighting. So in order to make everything just work together, like it might not be 100% perfect, but it looks like it still belongs there. It doesn't look like it sticks out like a sore thumb because once you see it, you can't unsee it, kind of a thing, you know.
See, now once
That's
we
why
get
I'm
our
going.
per world shaders too, because see, look, this is overblown. This is the Orpheon shader. Needs to be adjusted for here.
I kind of like that a little bit overblown sand. It might be good for like a daytime
Yeah,
aesthetic, you know, because sand
Yeah.
in the desert is actually that bright.
you're right.
It is quite blown out if you ever stand in a hot desert, like not in a photograph because your photographs filter out the light, but if you just physically stand there or even on a white pavement or on the sidewalk outside your house on a bright sunny day, you'll notice how bright that pavement gets because of all the sunlight that it's reflecting.
It's true.
It's crazy. Enough of it can reflect and discolor the moon, at least from our perspective.
Look at the shape of that. How much it changes with the forced lighting.
Yeah.
Very flat,
It-
but there's still a lot of dimension in it, even flat. But like with that lighting, it just really makes it look
Yeah,
almost
it really
like it's modeled.
pops. It really pops. For
Almost
sure.
looks like a model, huh?
Yep.
Crazy.
I love it.
What's crazy is that one of the things that I learned recently was with regards to something called conservation of energy. Now, a lot of animation rendering engines follow the law of conservation of energy, and by that, I refer to when a light hits an object, a light has a certain amount of energy. So when it bounces off of that object and bounces away from that object, and that's how you see the object, is because of the light bouncing off of it. But the light that's bouncing off of the object can never be brighter than the light that's coming from the source.
Right.
And video games almost never obey the law of conservation of energy. Because they, especially in this case, like where they have this ambient light thing going on, there's always an unlit, there's always like an ambient light. So, and hence why they use metallic roughness and not index of refraction for creating metallic and for creating metalness or non-metalness in a material. Like video game materials, these just look pretty close to realistic, but they're not quite there yet when you compare them to something like Blender Cycles or Redshift. So if you try and render in Cycles, you'll note without a light, you'll notice that Cycles will render completely black. It won't even show you the diffuse texture. It will just render completely black. But Unreal Engine, if you turn off the lights, it'll give you the diffuse pass.
So what about Unreal 5? Isn't the lighting supposed to be more realistic with that new system they have?
Yeah, so Lumen is definitely a thing. Like it's more with global illumination than anything else. And
the lighting looks amazing with that though, man.
It does. I mean, I think Unreal Engine might have just completely cut down on the need for like a static light to be shown on all objects in a viewport. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't used Unreal Engine in a while.
I can't wait to be able to dive more into some of that stuff. It's just been... I just wanted to get enough time to even just get some more texture work done. Here in the Chozo ruins.
Yeah, I really want to get the lighting for Chozo done, man. I got a really new night skybox texture as well that I could use.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to see the night skybox. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
See, but we're looking at these, and these are, oh man, there's a lot of detail in these. All this color, because it's got to look like rusted copper, basically.
Yes. This just struck me, by the way, is if it's possible to procedurally create even metallic panels like this.
That'd be cool. Save me a lot of work.
I don't know how much detail can you add. Like you still have to obviously add cylinders and all that kinds of stuff.
Right. I think more just for the base, like the color and the pattern of like all the rust. And then like some of this is another layer.
Pretty easy. Rust is pretty easy. It's like it's already there. You can just use the preset materials and Substance Painter. A lot of it's already there.
And then this thing, I can't remember where else I saw it being used, but it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, it fits here, it looks good here. And then they were using it.
Yeah, it's a circle. Like it's a circle, right?
Vertex was like,
yeah,
like this. The vertex was just like, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. The way they put those things together. It sucks. Makes it harder. But it's a challenge, but it's fun.
Source engine physics. Source engine physics in Metroid Prime. Jesus.
And you're right. Rocket jumping in Metroid Prime as well. It's funny. Recently someone posted on Reddit their like PrimeHack setup, and it was like canon in the middle, source engine physics, like all of the mods and features were being used and manually configured, which is fine, it's cool. But they posted it on Reddit, on the R Metroid Reddit for that. And so many people were talking about how ungodly it was and how it's like, how is this like the like pinnacle way of playing the game and stuff like that? It's just Dude.
I
This is
saw
just
that
their
post.
setup.
Jeez.
It's crazy, man. Like some people post the same shit on Reddit and get like fucking thousands and hundreds of likes. And whenever we want to make an announcement and I post something on Reddit, it gets like fucking 10, man. Like Reddit is I just hate this moderation and the algorithm.
Yeah,
I'm
but
so
that
sick
guy,
of social
he saw a billboard. I mean, that's
A
more
billboard,
important than
yeah.
years of work,
I know, right?
years and years of
Dude, honestly,
bringing a product for the community to actually play with.
I honestly feel like people.
Yeah, that was
avoid
around the
making a
time I
big
launched
deal
the
of the
Dread
project.
suit.
I think people avoid making a big deal of the project because they're afraid of it getting shut down. I feel like there'd probably
the
be more
mindset of like,
coverage.
come at me, bro.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I do feel like it's also the Reddit algorithm and
I
the
just mean in
moderation.
general. Yeah, Reddit's its own thing for sure.
It's such a
I've definitely
trash
noticed
platform.
if you look at like the way Reddit shows posts and try and look for your own post, it's really weird how far away it is. Like at the top, there are things from like months ago.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I-
see.
I
We
just stopped using algorithmic feeds in any and all social media because it's just stupid,
Yeah.
man. Because algorithmic feeds only show content of things that's already fucking popular, man. Like those are the only things that are shown always. It's like stuff that's already people know, mainstream popular stuff, celebrities and all. Like I want to see like really good indie showcases. Like there's some people that have made such amazing stuff in Unreal Engine. And you can see it on Twitter. Like they posted on Twitter.
Oh yeah. I've seen stuff on
it's-
YouTube.
You
as
know,
well.
you know, like Reddit wants to have the next Gangnam Style. You know, they want something that's going to blow up so much that everyone's going to be talking about Reddit for years.
I want to show off the DLC thing quick. Hold on, I'll stream it so you guys can watch.
The internet is too sanitized, man. I don't like it. I want the
Just,
internet to be raw
looking
and
at-
dirty and built for the
No.
strong. Poor.
You're right. How many upvotes did we get for like the teaser trailer thing?
Oh yeah, we got like 4 episodes for the teaser
Oh,
trailer,
shit.
and
And then I'm looking
And-
at the Reddit right now. Someone posted a bad screenshot of a REM, and they already have 122
that's
of
exactly
a
the
cutscene
problem.
screenshot.
That is precisely the problem. And you remember the billboard? That was the time when I put out the dread suit, and that billboard came after the dread suit. All right, somebody posted the billboard after the dread suit. and
But
then
that we're
got all the
trying to
attention.
give them something. We've made something for the community that they can actually interact with and play with. Like on paper, we should get like every view, but
Exactly.
like it's not even about fame or anything. I don't want anyone to get us wrong. It's the fact that it's like 6 people for a year's worth of effort to do something for people to have and enjoy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what baffles me, and that's why I don't like these algorithmic biases or whatever. I don't know how they're tweaked, man. It's just it's stupid because only whatever's stupid and popular gets more popular, and it's just this regurgitating crap that's being spilled out of social media. Indie developers are doing some crazy shit with Unreal or Unity and whatnot. But it gets immediately overshadowed by somebody posting a fucking FIFA ad, and I bought the rarest player in FIFA he got in a fucking loot box. That's what it gets overshadowed by.
Horrific and eye-blinding suit possible, and then put it in front of some of our actually good work, and then say this is the new Metroid that everyone should be playing. and then watches thousands
That'd be really funny.
wrong. And then, 2 days later, we tweak it out, and now everyone's paying attention to the project.
Yeah, talk about all all kinds of fame is good fame at this point. They
Yeah.
just put out something super trashy and let it just get spit out with the rest of the trash and catch people's attention. I mean that's what a lot of people do. Like they generate controversy so that they can get the clicks, so that people check them out.
That's true.
It works. People love jumping on bandwagons for hating things.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I can hear you clear.
Because it kept saying Discord was starting to say my mic wasn't enabled. So what the hell? Oh, but Mangler, I didn't update this build with the DLC build. So I'm gonna make a video for all that anyway. So I'll just do that. Is there anything else that we wanted to kind of talk about with the project before we wrap up? We got about 8 minutes left.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we covered a lot of pretty good topics and got a good look at some of the early sneak peek stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we could get some more done for the next one. So what do we want to do? We just want to shoot for like one a month?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, once a month is pretty good.
Gives us enough time to kind of update, work on some stuff, have some more stuff to show.
I was thinking earlier, by the way, we never actually introduced ourselves. We just sort of got into it.
How many? I don't think we have any viewers. I mean, today.
Well, we might upload it to YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll upload it. I've been recording.
There we go. Oh, okay. If you're uploading to YouTube, then I suppose we should have introduced ourselves. Well, it's never too late.
Yeah.
I think we should put on screen, like, the British flag is me, the Canadian flag is,
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm Jason.
And I'm Ray.
And I'm me. I mean, Mangler.
So, yeah. And then Chozo Labs was the one speaking earlier that was here and he had to leave. So, we're the 4 senior members of Team MPR. We also have a bunch of other members. I want to get some of them coming on too.
We're known as the Fearsome Foursome.
Absolutely. We should have the other guys on next time and probably organize it like a little bit more in advance, like set like a specific date and like at least a week.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more heads up for people to like respond to the ping.
Right.
And I think that would be a lot more helpful in getting their attention, I guess.
Yeah, and once we upload this too and we have it on YouTube, we can post it in the server that way too. People will be able to watch.
Yeah.
But at least they'll know if you guys are listening to this later, and you're a contributor or one of our patrons, then you'll be able to participate in these lives. So you can ask questions when we have Q&As. We can answer your questions directly, and then we'll post the video to our YouTube about a week after. So next Sunday or Monday, it should be up.
Yeah. I like it.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for where our project's heading. I think we've been working on it for 4 years now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, easily.
It's insane. I think we put that much time in something that we're not being paid to do. We're just doing it because we love to do it. And, I love the whole journey of learning stuff, meeting you guys, getting to know you guys, and work with you on an artistic level. It's really cool.
Yeah, this has been quite the journey, man. I mean, so far, the amount of we should really do that full slideshow of the progress of MPR, like cycling between each frame, saying that how it originally was to every single layer that we added, whether it was the material maps, the cube maps, the lighting, the dynamic lights, the bake lights, everything, like just one step at a time.
Yeah, that won't be too difficult. I need to do that and get the footage to Chozo. He's wanting to put something together like that. So I just got to get the recording, the footage of each layer stripped away, and just do that
Yeah.
for different shots. Get a few different shots.
Sounds good.
I also need to put together a video for the Dark Phazon suit, just the DLC period. And they're gonna have that in the Dread suit, and then I'm still trying to figure out what suit I want to do next, or just what kind of inspiration.
Master Chief.
Master Chief, that'd be pretty cool. A green
Freaking
suit,
mess. A green suit with an orange visor.
dark green,
Camo. Full camo.
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe do like a dark green with some camo like features in there.
You could make like a Federation suit as well.
That's the only thing that sucks is you can't put his number on there because it's symmetrical.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can probably put it like where it's when
Maybe on the cannon.
you're only seeing like one side. Yeah, or you can put it on the cannon, I guess. Yeah, cannon would work. You could also. Hey, you're right about the Federation suit. You could make a Federation suit like silver and blue, like
that'd be
Prime
pretty
3
cool.
Federation troopers.
That'd be cool.
That'd almost be like the boss on Dread. I keep forgetting his name. What was the last boss on Dread? Metroid Dread.
Oh, Ravenbeak.
Ravenbeak. Kind of do.
I actually have a Ravenbeak suit work in progress.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but I can't find it, man. I was working on it. My PC crashed.
Oh yeah.
And then I had to reinstall basically everything, and it's somewhere. Like I know it's there somewhere. I've been working on it. So we'll see.
Dig it out of there somewhere.
Gotta dig it out of there.
I don't do that. Yeah. That'll be a cool one.
Because I was really experimenting with like some interesting normal maps on that suit. It'd be a shame if it's gone. I don't think it shouldn't be gone.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that video I showed you way back when that guy took the models from Prime 2 and put them in Prime?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I wonder how the hell he did that.
I know it wasn't perfect. It had issues.
But I mean, the fact he could do that on an emulator, that's crazy to me. So I guess he would have had to have just packed them into the game, right?
Yeah, he would have had to.
The models for
the suits.
Yeah, it was the whole model. It was the model and the suit. Because the suits are specific to that model. If you put those suits just directly on the models from Prime, they won't fit.
Do we know who did that?
It was a YouTube video. Let me see. I might still have it saved.
Wouldn't be surprised if like a rookie did that or something like that.
Let's see.
Jesus Christ! Somebody made a Grey's Anatomy video game for the Wii. Who the fuck is gonna play that?
Why not Sexy Poker for the Wii?
Is there a Sexy Poker for Wii?
Yeah, why aren't we remastering that, by the way?
I do still have it. So watch.
Oh yeah.
See, the dark suit's its own model. Look.
It is.
The animations work too.
It's on, dude. It's spot on.
That's interesting. Because the game freaks out if you use like the Phazon suit when, in this opening cutscene from Prime 1. So,
well, because it's not just textures; it's the whole model.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, it's so badass. Let's see.
And even the arm. Even the arm is there.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, I want to know.
Does he
how
have a
did it, 'cause
video
I
on
wanna
how
do
he
this.
did it?
I have no idea. We could
Even the morph ball's there.
Yeah.
The animation's different too. The running animation is from Prime 2. When she morphed out of the morph ball.
Uh-huh. See, that's what I'm saying. How the hell did he do all that?
And now she down. What? Yo, that's Prime 2 Varia. That is Prime 2 Varia right there. Can we replace?
I get they replace the animation files, but I'm still just stuck on that first animation. Like, that animation isn't in Prime 2, so how did they do it?
They had to have used some of the original animations too, I would think.
Does it say anything in the comments?
Hold on, let's see. Dude, it blows my mind.
Can we put this suit as a replacement for the Varia suit?
That's what I'm saying. That, like, if we could, I'd definitely be up to doing that. Maybe in Metaforce, when we can replace the models.
Dude, the animations are all working. Holy shit. Dude, this is really cool.
I think she gets the light suit here, actually. Hold on, we gotta watch this. If I remember right. Oh no, it's the dark suit again. I know the light suit's in here too somewhere. Right here. I think he gets the dark suit or light suit right here. Dude,
yeah,
I
light suit
love
replaces the
too.
phase-on suit.
Think about how we could redesign these suits too, like as far as the look of them.
Custom textures. Yeah. Like
really
make
cool.
it very Luminoth feeling.
Or we could make the dark suit look more like just a combination of the dark suit and the gravity suit.
Yes.
And then do the light suit, but do it black. But that model, oh dude, it's so sick.
How
look, he even changed what it says. Do you see that? Did you see what it says? I mean, that's not that. Right there, look. Your suit has been infused.
It's a bit easier, but still.
Yeah, that's easier, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they went to that extent.
They've definitely been playing with the files, for sure. Like, I wonder if this was done with PWE.
I don't know. Look, there's the morph ball too, the white morph ball.
Yeah, and you go back a sec. Look at the running animation for that. When she morphs out, that is 100% Prime 2 animation. This is Prime 2 animation.
So how the hell is he doing that?
Or actually, maybe not. It's probably Prime 1. No, it's Prime 1, sorry. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah,
the animations are Prime 1.
He would change the animation.
Yeah.
He just did a really good job of rigging that model. But that's if he had to rig it. I don't know how he did it.
I don't know.
From reading his description, dude, like, they definitely did it like on purpose. Apparently, they did fix the rigging, but according to him, it's not perfect.
Looks pretty damn close.
Maybe we should slide into their DMs.
Yes,
go for it,
please. Absolutely.
I might ask around in the Metroid Prime modding community.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to ask in the Metroid Prime modding community. Somebody might know there.
Actually, I want to see this part here too,
where she turns back into the
dark suit. Oh,
dark suit. Yeah,
that is cool,
dude. It works, man.
Seeing because the gravity suit, how that suit has also the booster on the back, right? That you had to get to go underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Like they changed it on Echoes. That'd be really cool if you could just design it more to look, the purple. It'd be interesting. The purple and the yellow of the gravity suit.
No, but look at the fact that he's got the gravity thruster from Prime
Yeah,
2
that's what
on
I'm saying.
Samus's back.
Yeah. It's freaking awesome. Oh
Ooh.
my god. What is that? Oh, he tried to do the Zero suit.
They did mention in the description it was a bit broken. I think I can see where it's
I
broken
love
there.
the hair though, and the face. I like what he did with the hair and the face, but gosh, her body looks horrible. There's the model
Lord.
from. Oh my god, look,
Yeah, the rig's just completely broken.
dude, that was hilarious. Do you see her
Yeah.
hand just stayed up there?
Yeah, it's still like there.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Hold on, I gotta play that back.
I mean, of course it would break the rig because her shoulders are like really wide in Prime 1. They're like unreasonably wide. So her shoulder bones are actually still where the Prime 1 shoulder bones are, so her entire arm's like stretched thin like that.
Right.
That's why it's happening.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
But he doesn't mention how he did it. Not even in the description.
No specifics.
Yeah.
No specifics.
I think it's a different video actually.
Yeah, do you think maybe he... Oh, wait. What's all this?
Jason,
Huh.
that's the wrong video.
This is the wrong one? So it's like a re-upload or something?
No, I mean the playlist literally went to the next video.
Oh, crap. Sorry, I didn't notice.
My internet's been cutting out quite a bit, so I don't know if I missed something, but
Nope.
are we at the end of the podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Just leave it there, and then next time we can just jump back. So if anyone's listening in the future, then they'll know that they can listen to it live. And like you said, we'll just do a better job of
Parixade. His name. Who's Parixade Zero?
They are a
Interesting.
nuclear reactor operator.
Oh, he's on Twitter.
I don't know if they actually use the Twitter though.
When was his last post?
I don't think he has posted.
He's got a Twitch channel too, but
Yeah,
18
we'll
followers.
find out. We'll see if we can contact him. But for whoever has watched this VOD all the way through, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Have a good one, guys.